Hello, my name is Prisha. I live in the United States, but I'm originally from India. Please like and subscribe. Back in India, I was so popular, and everyone thought I was pretty. Even the principal and the teachers adored me. Once when I was in the second grade, I got sick for a week during the exams week, and the principal decided to postpone all the exams until I felt better. Life was great at school, but back at home, things weren't good. I had a twin brother named Aaron, and he was my mom's favorite simply because he was a boy. Once on our birthday, Mom organized a party for him only and made me serve him and his friends. And there was no party for me. Mom was so mean, but at least I had school, my happy place. That is, until the 7th grade when my family decided to move to the States. I had to leave my amazing life and friends, and I was so sad. I always felt like a freak in the States. My skin, my accent, my clothes, everything was so different from everyone else. To make matters worse, Mom wanted me to wear the traditional clothes, a sari, to school. But Mom, if you want me to keep wearing that, why did you leave India? This is a new country with a new style of clothes. Shut up, you useless girl. We left India because of your dad's job and I didn't have any choice. And you need to wear a sari to school because I said so. I won't have you dressing like an indecent woman. I turned around to leave and found Aryan standing behind me, laughing. And then Mom told him that she got a private tutor to teach him English at home. And why wouldn't I get a teacher, Mom? What would a housewife need English for? You only have to clean and cook. Don't talk to me like that, you idiot. What are you going to do, little girl? Scream for daddy? And then I jumped on him and pulled his hair till Mom pulled me away. Mom said I was a bad girl and she decided that she'd come to school on the first day to watch me. She wasn't kidding. I wanted the earth to swallow me as we walked into school together. Mom was even holding my hand. Some girl even came and held my other hand to help me walk. She thought I was blind. When I walked into the classroom, I met the snobbiest, meanest girl in the United States, Missy. Excuse me, this is my classroom and you're hurting my eyes with the curtain you're wearing. Take off these clothes right now. Even if it makes you naked, I don't care. Because my English wasn't good, I didn't say anything and just walked to an empty seat. But Missy stopped me. Hello, I'm talking to you. This is an American school. Change your clothes. It's not Dalawi here. It's Diwali, ma'am. Huh? What are you talking about? Just leave, disappear, vanish. Go. Sit there, in the corner. I took my seat and some girls later came to me to say that I looked beautiful. I knew they were just being nice, and now with Missy around, my life would be hell. On the other hand, Aaron was having a blast. He became one of the popular kids in school only a week after we joined. He was so mean, he joined Missy in bullying me and didn't tell anyone that we were siblings. Once during a lesson, I needed an eraser, so I asked Aaron for one in Hindi. He pretended he didn't hear me, but I kept calling him until Missy said, "Oh God, why is this dummy talking to you in that weird language?" Oh, no, it's because she knows I speak her language. And to Missy he said, "Tum queso, Hasina." Oh God, that's so sexy. I like smart boys who can speak languages other than like American. Please, be my boyfriend? Aaron got closer to her and kissed her. Ew! I threw my pencil at his head and he yelled like a little girl. I couldn't take this anymore. The very next day, with my savings, I went to a secondhand store and bought a few cool outfits. I decided to keep the clothes in my backpack every day, and before arriving at school, I would go into a public bathroom and change. But my only problem was Aaron. To my surprise though, he didn't say anything to me. And with my new outfit, Missy left me alone, and my life was getting better. That is, until one day when Aaron came to me. Wow, Prisha, you really look good. But I wonder what Mom would have to say about you dressing like an indecent woman. This is not indecent. It's a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Can't you leave me alone? Nope, I don't think so. I'm gonna tell Mom. I pushed him angrily against the wall. What will keep your mouth shut? Well. How about your weekly money? But that money is for lunch at school. You decide. Either you eat or you face Mom. What a jerk. He could dress as he wanted to go to school, but I couldn't? What an unfair world. I gave him my weekly money. I wasn't going back to being bullied for my clothes. One day I was starving and staring at a sandwich in the cafeteria when Missy and Aaron came over. "Hello, starving girl. Do you want that sandwich? I can give you money for it." You would? Thank you." As I extended my hand, Missy slapped it away. "Not so fast, loser. You'll have to do something for me. I need someone to carry my bag, and my amazing boyfriend suggested that you could work as my assistant." What a total jerk! But I needed money, so I asked her how much she would give me weekly, and she said only 50. "Oh, I want 200 weekly. Please, Aaron, talk to your girlfriend, or I will tell her about your sister and who she is." "Oh, OMG, I would love to meet your sister and your family, babe." "Oh, babe, trust me, you won't. Let's pay this loser $200. "Well, that's not happening. I'll only pay 100, and you, babe, you can pay the other 100. Aaron looked like he was about to explode. Now he was the dumb moron who would pay me to keep my mouth shut. Being Missy's assistant wasn't that bad after all. I actually gained popularity next to that dumb girl and made good money. But one day, Missy decided that we would all eat pastrami sandwiches. I don't know if you know this, but Hindus aren't allowed to eat cow's meat. They're sacred to us. But my stupid brother was eating it. Oh my God! I snatched his sandwich and threw both of ours away. "What do you think you're doing? Bring them back and eat them right now, or you're fired." "I will not eat this meat. You cannot force me. So, okay, I'm fired." "Get out of here, stinky." "Stinky you. As long as you have straight hair, you don't bathe for days. Your hair smells like trash, Missy." "You're so terrible. Just go back to your country." "Oh yeah, I'd love to, but then I'd have to take my brother with me, who happens to be your boyfriend." Aaron glared at me, but instead of being mad, Missy just pulled him close. Oh, it's so hot having an Indian boyfriend. Indian guys are the best. And they started kissing. Ugh! I just stormed off. Later that day, when I was in the public bathroom changing my clothes, Aaron was waiting outside. "Hey, dumbhead. I think now you have to pay me so I won't tell mommy about your secret." "Man, why do you always have to be so mean to me?" "I told you before, it's because you're useless and stupid." "You know that's not true." "Yeah, you know what? You're right. It's because you're the smart, likable twin. And since I can't be as smart as you, I'll ruin you. So give me my money now." "No, I'm not giving you anything. I'm sick of you and Mom. She is just crazy." When I finished saying those words to Aaron, he turned white and his eyes widened. What? That's true. Mom doesn't understand anything." My brother pointed behind me. When I turned around, there she was, Mom. And guess what? She had heard everything, and she was seeing me dressed in jeans. She looked like a bomb was about to explode. I don't know if she was going to have a stroke or if she was going to attack me, but instead, Mom only said 5 words. "Take that off right now." With my head down, I just said, "Yes, Mom." Next day, Mom told me the craziest thing. I would be engaged to someone soon and marry them after graduation. I was speechless. Mom was awful. I just ran out of the house and walked for hours in the pouring rain. I felt defeated. I came home when everybody was sleeping. The following day, I had to go to school dressed as Mom wanted. And of course, Missy was bullying me over my clothes again. "Wow, your clothes are so amazing." You don't mean that, do you? Of course not. Today's not Halloween, my dear. It isn't? So why do you have on that monster mask? Oops, you don't seem to like jokes. Do you see anyone laughing? A joke has to make everyone laugh. If not, it's bullying. Oh, shut up, you Dalawi girl. What is that even supposed to mean? But then Missy attacked me and everyone gathered around us. We were wrestling on the ground till someone pulled Missy away. And it was Aaron. "Don't touch my sister or else, Missy." Missy and I were shocked and we both yelled, "What?" "You heard me. And stop bullying her for the way she's dressed. You need to learn some respect." Oh my God, are you defending this witch? This witch is my sister, and there is no way I would let you talk to her like that, or to anyone. This needs to stop, and you have to apologize now. In your stupid, ugly dreams, you moron. And suddenly a boy yelled, "Yeah, you have no right to bully her for wearing a sari. Apologize now." And another girl said, not only to her, apologize to all of us for being a jerk and bullying us for stupid reasons. Everyone circled Missy and she started crying like a little baby. I'm sorry, just don't hurt me. I know you're apologizing now only because you're scared, but I swear, if we see you bullying someone again, me and my brother will make sure you regret it. Missy squealed and ran away like a little mouse. I thanked Aaron and asked him why he did this now. He said it was time for him to be man enough to do the right thing. After what Mom decided to do to you and marry you off, I knew I had to do something. You're my sister and you've always treated me well. I have to help you, Prisha. I still had another big problem, my engagement, which was a week from now. But I had a plan and Aaron was going to help me. I ran away that day and Aaron took my place. He dressed like me and covered himself with a veil and no one could recognize him. When I ran away, I bumped into someone and he looked at me with his eyes wide. I think I'm your fiancé. Oh, you're also running away? Well, yeah, obviously. I don't know why they're doing this to their own kids. Marrying someone against your will is the worst. His name was Karan and we spent the next 2 hours talking. While back at home, people became impatient and asked Mom to hurry. So Mom just removed the veil and, well, she screamed when she saw Aaron. Everyone stared in shock and then frantically started searching for us. Everyone had left by the time I got home, but Mom was waiting for me, and she was fuming. Mom, I don't want to get engaged, and you can't make me. I love my Hindi origins, and I'm so proud to be who I am. But forcing me to be with someone I don't love is a red line. Well, you don't decide that. You're only a stupid, useless girl, and you will have to… No, that girl has grown up, Mom, and I won't allow you to control me anymore. I'm a real human being with real emotions, and you need to leave me alone or I will call child services. Do you hear me? Mom gasped as she attacked me. I pushed her away. You're not my daughter. I'm ashamed to have a daughter like you. Fine with me, and don't you ever try to touch me again. Hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm the only child of a rich couple of tech entrepreneurs. They developed some apps that became super popular overnight, and they became millionaires. Sounds cool, right? Well, it wasn't that great for me. My parents were always working or traveling, so I hardly ever saw them. I was practically raised by my nanny, and my best friend was my chauffeur, Thomas. I really wanted to have friends my age to play with. So when I was 5 and starting school, I was thrilled. I put on my new uniform and cleaned my thick glasses. Oh yeah, I have a huge eyesight problem. I'm almost blind without them. When we arrived, I noticed that everyone in the parking lot was looking at me. Just then, I spotted a girl my age standing close by and saw that she was wearing the exact same shoes as me. I walked up to her excitedly and put my foot next to hers. Look, we have the same shoes. We could be best friends. The girl stomped on my foot. Don't think you'll be popular here just because you came in a fancy car, Four Eyes. But I didn't ask, and I don't care. Don't talk to me. And with that, she flicked her hair and left, and her minions followed. I soon discovered that her name was Cynthia, and she was in my class. She told everyone I was a loser who'd begged to be her best friend, and I instantly became a laughing stock. For the next few years, I just kept my head down and ate my lunch alone in the janitor's closet. In the 2nd grade, I saw a sign-up sheet on the board for dance auditions. I'd been having dance lessons at home since I was a kid, and I loved it. So I immediately put my name down. But just then, I heard Cynthia laughing behind me. There's no place for you here. Only talented dancers can join the class. The ones who don't wear stupid glasses. I was so tired of her walking all over me. I am a talented dancer. You don't get to decide what my place is. With that heavy equipment in front of your eyes? I don't think so. That joke about my glasses is now older than my grandma, and I'm bored. Come up with something better already. Her eyes went wide in surprise, and I walked off feeling proud of myself. Maybe she'd let me be now, but I was so wrong. On the day of the audition, she got to dance first. She wasn't bad, but I was better. But when she finished dancing, all the judges got up and clapped for her. Immediately, a woman in the jury said, "That was brilliant. We have the person here for the lead role." Wait, what? I climbed onto the stage immediately. Excuse me, ma'am, but she was only the first dancer. You haven't even seen the rest yet. The woman looked at me with disgust. I can tell simply by looking at someone if they're talented, and you are not. Someone take her away, please. Next. That was so unfair. After the audition, I saw Cynthia hugging that woman and calling her mom. Now it made sense why the judge was so nasty. Well, I couldn't even do the one thing I loved, and Cynthia still kept making my life miserable over the next few years. She spread a rumor that I had a contagious eye disease, and anyone who hung out with me would go blind, and everyone actually believed her. Another time, I'd taken my glasses off during an exam to clean them, and I didn't notice her slipping a cheat sheet on my desk. I nearly got suspended. I spent most of my time denying all these stupid rumors, and it was exhausting. One day in 7th grade, as I was walking down the corridor, Cynthia pushed me and my glasses fell off. I started to crawl, feeling the floor with my hands. As I vaguely spotted the glasses and reached out for them, Cynthia stepped forward and crushed them with her foot. That was it. I attacked her blurry figure, knocking her to the ground. We were wrestling and pulling each other's hair when a teacher intervened, and we both ended up in the principal's office. Cynthia looked totally chilled out, and her mom landed 2 minutes later to defend her. Oh, I know this child. She's a troublemaker. Her mom was on the school board, and the principal seemed to believe her instantly. Where are your parents? Your father said he'd be here right away. Before I could answer, Thomas opened the door. Oh, that's not her father. That's her chauffeur. Clearly, she's not on her parents' priority list. They sent the chauffeur to deal with her. I blinked away my tears furiously and ran off to the empty school auditorium, one of my usual hiding spots. I put on my headphones and started dancing in the dark. It was the only thing that kept me sane. When I finished, I heard someone clapping. As I looked towards the audience, I saw a boy sitting in the dark. It was Clayton. Clayton was popular and hot, and every girl in school wanted to date him, including Cynthia. And that was reason enough for me to stay away from him. What do you want? I was just watching you dance. You're really good. Please, just stay away from me. I stepped down from the stage, and as I was walking past him, he gently took my arm. Wait a second, okay? I just want to talk. I stopped, my heart beating a little faster. He removed my glasses. You're really pretty. As he pulled me closer, I shut my eyes, waiting for my very first kiss. But before anything happened, he started to laugh and ran away with my glasses. Hey, wait! I started panting and sweating. Everything was dark and blurry. I heard laughs coming from every corner. Loser. Four-eyed dork. I covered my ears and started to cry. Suddenly, Thomas opened the door and shouted, Natalie, where are you? Oh, here comes the superhero to the rescue. Or should we say, super chauffeur? Cynthia and her tribe skipped out laughing as Thomas took my hand and then drove me home. I didn't go to school for a few days and stayed in bed, but the more I thought about it, the angrier I felt. I was alone, and my parents weren't going to come bail me out. I had to stand up for myself. It was the only way to deal with these bullies. But when I went back to school, suddenly everyone and everything had changed. Cynthia ran towards me and hugged me like a best friend. Hi, Nat. We were so worried about you. Yes, where have you been? We missed you. Even Clayton was there smiling at me. What on earth was happening? What are you up to? Don't touch me. And then I heard a voice behind me. It was my mom. Natalie, what are you doing? What am I doing? What are you doing here? Nat, how come you never told us that your mother is the founder of the most successful fashion app in the world? She just gave us a ton of discount coupons for the most awesome brands. And why did I need to tell you that? I don't even use it. You're hilarious, Nat. That's why we're best friends. No, we're not. You're a psycho. Natalie, you're being so rude. I didn't teach you those manners. You're right. You didn't teach me any manners. You didn't teach me anything. So go back to making your apps, Mom, and take these psychos with you. Well, maybe having a famous mom would finally help get Cynthia off my back, but that was wishful thinking. Because from that day on, I not only had to deal with her at school, but also in my own home. Since Cynthia had convinced my mother that we were best friends, Mom had a brilliant idea of inviting her home every day and to come with me in the limo. Cynthia and her minions were really enjoying the limo ride, touching every button. Knock it off, you're going to break something. Poor Four Eyes. Her mom likes me more than she likes her. Ugh, I wanted to punch her stupid face. This went on for weeks, but one day, just when I was at the edge of losing my mind, something unexpected happened. As I was coming out of class, I saw Cynthia and her mom arguing. You need to train for nationals, Cynthia. You seem really distracted. Don't worry, Mom. I'm practicing at the studio every day. I know how important the competition is. Okay, just checking. You have to win every competition to get a university scholarship. Your stupid father has left me with no money, and you have to go to Juilliard. It's important for my reputation. I know, Mom. I realized Cynthia had been lying to her mom about going for practice because she was always at my place. Now was my chance to get rid of her once and for all. That afternoon, when Cynthia was at my place as usual, I stole her cell phone, took her mom's number, and called her, acting as a secretary from the dance studio. Hi, I wanted to tell you that your daughter had an accident at the studio and you're her emergency contact. Can you please come over immediately? Oh my God, is she okay? Yes, she's fine, but she's asking for you. I'm sending you the address. I'll be right there. Okay, that was a bit dramatic, I know. When I heard a car screech to a halt outside my house, I went running out. Cynthia's mom was shocked to see me. You? What is this? Some kind of prank? Oh, no, please believe me. You have to come see Cynthia. As her mom looked at me suspiciously, I led her to my bedroom where Cynthia and her minions were reading magazines lying on my bed. Gosh, I think I'll just run away and become a teen model. Or marry some rich billionaire. I don't want to dance and go to stupid college. Mom is really annoying. No wonder Dad left her. You ungrateful brat. Mom, I was just kidding. Shut up. You're coming with me right now. You're grounded for life. She took Cynthia by the ear, like a 5-year-old rascal caught doing something bad by her mommy. It was heaven, and I'd been recording the whole thing on my phone. It was an Oscar-worthy film I could watch on repeat, and then I shared it with the whole school. By the next day, Cynthia was the laughingstock, and that was the end of her popularity. But when I got home that day, Mom was waiting for me with her phone in her hand. You made this and circulated it everywhere? How could you do this to that nice girl? You're a terrible person. I'm glad at least this made you pay some attention to me, Mom. Did you know Cynthia has bullied me from the day I started school? Do you know she's knocked me down, broken my glasses, spread rumors about me, and humiliated me in front of everyone? You wouldn't know because you were never here. Her mom always came to defend her, but mine never showed up for me. I'm sorry, Natalie. I didn't know. I was so busy all these years to build a great future for you. This app, this company, this money, it's all yours. Well, you know what, Mom? I always thought I was angry at you for never having any time for me. But now I think what's been bothering me all along is that I'll grow up to run your company one day and I'll become someone like you. And I don't want to be like you. I don't want to ignore the people who love me the most for some company or money. Oh, I didn't know you hated me this much. Mom, I don't hate you. I hate the fact that I might turn out to be a mother like you. Please, forgive me. Please, give me a chance. I wasn't ready to forgive her right away, and I didn't talk to her for months. But it seemed like my words had really moved her, and she kept trying to make up for all the lost time. And eventually, I decided to give her a chance again. And, well, Cynthia, she never bothered me again. She was now a prisoner of her mother, who didn't take her eyes off her and forced her to dance every single day.
The fire alarm rang and the students in homeroom looked around nervously at each other.
Okay, class.
Mrs. Benjamin looked over her glasses.
Please collect your belongings and walk outside to the car park calmly.
Mia and I looked at each other and, like the rest of the class, we followed Mrs. Benjamin calmly towards the car park. Once there, we noticed that the science lab was on fire. The firefighters battled the fire for almost an hour before they got it under control. Mr. Haynes addressed the students and told us that we were dismissed for the afternoon. The students cheered. My adopted sister Mia and I have been best friends since we were 5, same as our mothers. Please watch until the end and give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. When Mia's mother got sick last year and then passed away a few months later, my parents stepped in and became her foster parents and immediately began working on her adoption papers. While it was sad that Mia lost her mom, I was happy that we could spend time together. I always wanted a sister, and now I had one.
Do you think we should call Mom to pick us up?
Mia asked. It's only 15 minutes away, we'll be fine, I said as we walked out to school gates. I'll just call Mom to let her know we're on our way home. I dialed Mom's number, but I didn't get an answer. When we arrived home, Mia opened the kitchen door and stepped inside first, with me following closely on her heels. By the kitchen sink, Mom stood frantically trying to get red substance off her hands. Mom's eyes widened as she saw us, the water from the tap splashing on her hands.
Where's Dad?
Mia asked shakily. Mom looked at me. I grabbed Mia's hand. Dad's probably working at the office. Today's Wednesday. He always goes into the office on a Wednesday. I looked back and called out to Mom. Thanks for dyeing that dress that I needed. Once we were locked in our room, I asked, So, I saw you and Sean chatting before math class. Anything I should know about?
Well,
Mia's eyes lit up.
he asked me to go to the movies this Saturday.
You're serious? That's awesome! See, I told you to make the first move. So what are you gonna wear? As Mia spoke, I zoned out. I nodded my head and smiled ever so often, but my mind drifted towards Mom. I knew she needed me, but we couldn't let Mia know the truth. It would ruin everything. During dinner, Mom was smiling and laughing as usual, and I breathed a sigh of relief until Mia once again asked Mom for Dad.
Oh, Dad's working late tonight.
She kept her eyes on her plate as she cut her chicken.
Dad's been working late a lot over the past few weeks.
Mia said.
Well, you know he's up for a promotion, and he wants the best for you girls. I know,
Mia said as she moved the food around her plate. After dinner, Mia looked at me while we were washing the dishes.
Sapphire, do you think Dad is having an affair and Mom is trying to protect us?
I held Mia's hand. Mia, Dad loves Mom. He'll never cheat on her. Mia sighed.
I'm sorry. It's just that this is exactly how it started with my mom and dad, and I didn't want to believe it either.
Dad loves Mom and he would never cheat on her. Just because your dad was a loser doesn't mean my dad is one. I stormed off and went for a bedroom. About an hour later, Mia came into the bedroom, but I pretended that I was asleep so I wouldn't have to tell her goodnight.
Sapphire! Sapphire!
Mia shook me. I groggily opened my eyes and glanced at my clock on the nightstand. It was 1:15 in the morning. What is your problem, Mia? I was annoyed. What was so important that she needed to wake me up at this hour?
I just saw Dad leave in a white car.
I froze. She continued.
Do you think Mom knows?
Before I could stop her, Mia bolted out of the room. I hopped out of bed and ran behind her. She pushed open our parents' door. Mom was standing by the window.
Dad's cheating on you. I just saw him get into a white car.
Mia shouted.
What are you talking about, Mia? Dad hasn't gotten home from the office yet. He called and said he'll be late. Mom, I know what I saw. Mia, what is wrong with you? I know what I saw.
Mia stormed off. I'm sorry, Mom.
It's okay, Sapphire. Go back to bed. You have school in a few hours.
I hugged Mom quickly and went back to bed. The next day, Mia avoided Dad at breakfast table and then again at dinner, stating that she wasn't hungry. After dinner, I carried a plate of food for Mia and left it next to her books where she was studying by her desk. After a few minutes, Dad walked into the room.
Sapphire, can you leave so Mia and I can talk, please?
Dad smiled. Sure. I grabbed a book I was reading and was about to move from my bed when Mia spoke up.
It's okay. I'd like her to stay. Whatever you have to say, you can say it in front of Sapphire.
Okay.
Dad sat on Mia's bed.
Mom told me that you think I'm having an affair. I just wanted to set the record straight and tell you that I love Mom very much, and I would never place myself in a position to lose her or you girls.
I saw you leave last night in a white car. Mom tried to make me feel as though I was crazy, but I know what I saw.
Mia pouted.
Mia, you were correct. I did leave home last night.
But Dad, I chimed in. Dad held up a finger and didn't say another word. Dad left the room and returned with a large box and placed it at Mia's feet.
Open it.
Mia knelt in front of the box and opened it.
Oh, it's a puppy!
Mia shrieked with excitement as she took the golden retriever out of the box.
Mom and I got it for you for your birthday.
Thank you, but my birthday is 3 weeks away.
We know, but Fred, one of the guys I work with, had to go on a business trip, so he had to get rid of the puppies before he left.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
Mia lowered her eyes.
Will you ever forgive me?
Of course I forgive you.
Mia and Dad hugged, and then Mia turned to me and hugged me too. Dad and I exchanged looks, and I sighed with relief. Mia followed Dad out of the room to apologize to Mom before she came back into the room. Mia and I stayed up to play with the puppy, who she called Monty. When it was bedtime, Mom and Dad came up into the room and kissed us goodnight. Dad took Monty when they left and closed the door behind them. "So, Mom, what are we going to do?" I asked as I looked at my parents, a worried frown on my face. Mia went to the library after school, which gave me a chance to chat with Mom and Dad without interruption.
Well, Sapphire,
Mom held Dad's hand and looked at him.
our backs are against the wall.
"But Mom, there must be another way. Mia loves it here." Just then, we heard a small gasp. We looked to the doorway, and there stood Mia. I wondered if she had heard what I said, and when she ran off with a hurt expression on her face, I knew that she had. "Mia!" I ran behind her into our bedroom. I found Mia face down in her bed, sobbing. "Mia," I gently placed my hand on her shoulder. "Please, let me explain."
Why don't you guys want me anymore?
Tears streaked her face. "Mia, of course we want you."
Then why do you guys want to get rid of me?
She wiped her eyes. "We don't want to get rid of you. Dad got the promotion, but it means that we have to move. I don't want to move, and I was telling Mom and Dad that you loved it here and you wouldn't want to move either."
Are you sure?
I hugged Mia. "Of course I am. You can't get rid of us that easily." Mia pulled away and looked at me suspiciously.
But why are you guys having a family meeting without me?
"Well, you weren't home." I shifted on the bed next to Mia.
But you could have waited till I came home.
"Look, we're so sorry. Dad needed to make a quick decision or they're gonna give the promotion to someone else. But you're right. We should have waited for you since you're a part of this family." During dinner, Mom asked us if we'll be going to the prom, which was being held in a few weeks.
I haven't heard you girls talking about it. Girls are usually excited about the prom.
I am not sure, but maybe Sean will ask Mia to the prom. I giggled as Mia's face turned red.
Mia, you're holding out on us.
Dad chuckled.
No need to feel embarrassed. Crushes are a part of growing up.
Mia groaned with embarrassment. Mom smiled.
You guys stop it. When Mia's ready, she'll tell us about her boyfriend.
2 weeks before prom, Mia and I went to the mall to purchase new dresses.
I really wish my mom was here to see this.
Mia spun around in a pink dress in front of the mirror.
Oh, Mia.
Mom gave her a quick hug.
If you keep her memory alive, she will always be with you.
We spent a few more minutes in the store. Mia purchased a pink dress and I purchased a blue one. As we were headed towards the food court, someone called out Mia's name behind us. We spun around and saw a very nervous Sean walking towards us.
Hi, Sean.
Mia blushed. Mom grabbed my hand.
Let's get you some accessories for that dress of yours.
Mom pulled me to the closest store. After warning me not to step foot outside the store, I watched Mia and Sean from the entrance. They chatted for a few minutes before Sean walked off and Mia turned in my direction with a huge grin on her face. She walked towards me quickly. So, did he ask you to the prom? I asked as she approached.
Yes!
Mia squealed excitedly. Mia quickly found Mom in the store and gave her the good news. We spent about 2 more hours at the mall before we headed home. Finally, the big night arrived. Mia was in the bathroom as I tried to zip my dress up. I ran to get Mom's help. I heard Mom and Dad having a conversation in the kitchen as I entered. Mom, can you help? My voice trailed off.
Linda, I'm not speaking about it anymore. My decision is final.
Dad stormed out of the kitchen. Mom inhaled deeply. Mom, is everything okay? Mom smiled.
Everything is fine, dear. Let's get you and Mia dressed for the prom.
At 6:30, Sean arrived and Mia and I were ready. Monty danced around our legs as Dad turned to take pictures of us. While taking the pictures, Dad staggered backwards. Dad, are you okay? I went to him.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm probably just as excited as you two. I'll be okay.
Dad patted my hand fondly. As I turned to face Mia, Dad collapsed on the ground. Mom! Mom! I screamed. Mom rushed into the living room and screamed.
Alan!
She turned to Mia and I.
Call an ambulance!
Within 5 minutes, an ambulance arrived and Dad was rushed to the hospital. Mom, Mia, Sean, and I hopped into the family car and followed close behind. A few hours later, Dr. Motley walked into the waiting room and asked to speak to Mom. Based on Mom's reaction during their discussion, I knew something was wrong. Needless to say, prom night didn't turn out as we expected. Dad was released from hospital a few days later. While resting at home one Saturday afternoon, Mom returned with a letter. She asked us to gather in the living room for a family meeting. "What's going on, Mom?" I asked as I sank into the sofa with Mia next to me. Dad sat in his armchair.
Well, we finally got the letter from the Children's Authority, and Dad and I are officially Mia's parents.
We all cheered and hugged Mia. Mom sat on the armchair and held Dad's hand.
Now that Mia is officially family, we can tell her the truth.
Mia looked at us.
Truth about what?
Well, Mia, I have leukemia.
Dad spoke slowly. Mia placed her hand over her mouth as Dad continued.
We couldn't tell you anything about it, because when they questioned you at the Children's Authority, we didn't want you to lie. We couldn't take the risk of losing you.
Mom continued.
We had to portray being healthy parents, or they would have placed you with another family. Dad was first diagnosed 5 years ago. It went into remission, then it returned about a year ago. Before your mom died, I promised her that I would take care of you. She was my best friend, and you and Sapphire, well, I couldn't break that friendship up either.
Mom wipes away the tears that rolled down her cheeks.
We asked a friend of ours who is a doctor to forge documents giving your father a clean bill of health. At the hospital, Dr. Motley said that your father only has a few more months to live.
Mia ran to Dad and threw her arms around him and cried.
I wished you would have told me earlier.
I walked up behind Mia. When Dad came home late or left home at wee hours of the morning, he was going to treatment. We couldn't risk him going during work hours, so he had to do it after. So that night, you did see Dad go, and it wasn't to get Monty either. I'm happy to say that Dad fought until Mia and I were 21. Mia and Sean had been dating for the past few years. During his last few months, Mom took him to a hospice where he could receive the round-clock care he needed. We visited Dad every day and reminded him about what a great dad he was. Late one night, Mom got the call that Dad passed away peacefully in his sleep. I think of my dad every day and the sacrifices that he made for our family. I hope that one day, when I become a parent, the love that I have for my children will be as unconditional as my dad's.
Hi, I'm Stormy. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my parents in a small city in the States. My parents loved me loads, and I was living a simple, peaceful life until I discovered something strange about me on my 5th birthday. When I was about to thank the guests after the party, I felt quite nervous with everyone staring at me. We did thank you all for coming to my birthday. What a fumble. That's the first time I realized I stutter in nervous situations. Everyone around me laughed and I just ran away. I sat by the pool crying when a girl my age with glasses came and sat down near me.
Hey, I'm Nora. We just moved here. I know, speeches suck. Yuck. I hate them too.
She wiped my tears and I instantly put my arm around her. It felt like we were destined to be friends.
Mommy takes me to the park every night. Wanna come along? It'll be fun.
And so we met at the park every evening, and soon we became best friends. One such day, I saw another girl with Nora. As I approached them, the girl started laughing.
Don't tell me you're friends with her. Isn't she the dummy who said, thank you at her birthday party? Yeah, I did. But what's your problem? You're such a stupid combo. Stormy the dummy and No Eyes Nora.
She laughed and pulled Nora's glasses. Nora reached out for them, but the girl threw them on the ground and stomped on them. I lost it. I kicked her hard and she fell on her butt.
How dare you mess with my friend? Your friend? She's my sister, you moron. Get lost.
What? Turned out, she was Nora's twin sister, Leah. She gave Nora a death stare and ran to complain to her mom.
She can't be your sister, Nora. She's awful. Yeah, she is. That's why I didn't introduce her to you before. We just never get along. But thanks for standing up for me.
Days passed and we all started going to the same school. Whenever Leah or anybody bullied me or Nora, we always stood up for each other. Life was good until one day in the 6th grade, Nora told me the saddest news. Their family was moving to New York City. I don't want to go, but my dad's got some big job there and he can't miss it. I'm so sorry. She hugged me and we both burst into tears. while Leah mocked and laughed at us. And that's the last day we all met. I missed Nora so much that I didn't even attend school for days. But then Mom and Dad encouraged me. Slowly, I started focusing more on my studies and became a school topper. But when I was in high school, my parents came up with a strange plan. They wanted me to move in with my aunt in New York for a better education. I wasn't so happy to leave them, but I agreed. When I reached New York, Aunt was so pleased to have me. She took me shopping around the city and got me all ready for my new school. Stepping into the big school, I felt like I was in a movie. I walked straight up to my class in the 9th grade, but almost all the seats were taken. I was gazing around when suddenly a girl waved at me. Me? Yeah, come on up. Here's a seat. That was so sweet. I walked near her, but then I noticed from her smile, she's someone I knew. OMG, Nora? Is that you? You look amazing, and you got contacts? I know, gotta make some changes. And you're beautiful as ever, too. We shouted in excitement while the whole class stared at us like crazy. Nora took me out on a tour around the school, and we bumped into Leah. Oh God, you again? How many more losers can a class of grade 9 hold? And she had a set of minions here too around her. Seemed like she hadn't changed one bit. Well, maybe you can leave and never come back, so the class will be one loser less. Nora and I laughed and high-fived. Leah looked like she was about to attack me, but some teacher walked by just then, and I escaped. Later that day at lunch, I sat down with Nora at a table, and the next minute, 2 girls brought us food as if in a restaurant. Hey, don't you know I'm on a diet? Take this burger back and get me a salad. And oh, one for Stormy too. No, really, it's fine. I can get my own lunch. Thanks. Hey, why? Easy, girl. See, she's already going. Now, chop chop. Whoa, I was surprised to see she was a big shot in the school, with her own set of minions. As we were eating, Leah was sitting a few tables away, and I saw a strange grin on Nora's face. Now, watch the show. Saying that, she walked straight to Leah with a bottle of water. She silently poured the whole bottle onto her food. Leah snapped and pushed her hard. Nora fell down with a scream. Ah! Look, guys! She slapped me and pushed me down for no reason. Do you want such a mean girl to be your president? Stop embarrassing yourself, Nora. You're gonna lose no matter what you try. We'll see about that. What was happening? When she came back to her seat, I asked Nora, what was all that about, Nora? And I saw that you started it. That wasn't very nice of you. Why? I told you, you gotta change to fit into the world or you'll lose. Well, here I mean the school president election. I'm running and so is Leah, and I have to beat her butt. I wasn't liking her cheap winning tactics, but she was my friend, and when she asked me to help prepare posters for her campaign, I did. A day before the election, the candidates had to give their final speech in front of all the students, and a second student had to speak in favor of each candidate too. I was praying Nora wouldn't look up to me, but she did, and I really had to step up. I started off confidently, but suddenly I realized how many pairs of eyes were on me, and I lost my nerve. So, what I'm trying to say is, vote for Nora. And the whole school ended up shouting in chorus, No, Nora! No, Nora! Nora looked furiously at me and stormed off. I called her out, but she didn't stop. Gosh, I'd messed up, but I hadn't done it on purpose. She shouldn't have asked me. And when the election results were announced, Leah was declared the winner. I knew Nora would be really mad, but I had no idea what she'd do next. Just as the previous president was putting the president badge on Leah, Nora came charging straight at her onto the stage and knocked Leah over. She ripped the badge right off her shirt. I jumped onto the stage to stop her, but just then, she pulled Leah's hair, and it came off. OMG! It was a wig! Everyone looked stunned to see Leah hairless. Nora just stood there grinning, while Leah looked around horrified. I thought you'd at least keep this promise, Nora. You suck. She burst into tears and ran off. As Nora walked off the stage, I went after her and grabbed her arm. Are you crazy, Nora? How could you do something so awful to your own sister? Who are you? What have you become? Who are you to ask me that, you stuttering moron? You cost me the election too. She pushed me so hard that I hit the wall. I lost it. I attacked her back, and it was a big fight that landed us both in detention. But at least I was clear about something now. I was not going to be friends with her ever again. I didn't even know who she was anymore. I felt bad for Leah, but she didn't show up for days. And Nora was just going out of control. She made the whole class sign a petition for a re-election and sent it to the principal. Worse, she used Leah's absence and told everyone she was the acting president. So class, today we're all gonna skip the math test and go watch the soccer team's rehearsals. They're amazing. We're not listening to you, Nora. You can go if you want, but we'll be right here in class. You always were such a loser nerd, Stormy. Don't talk back to your president. You are skipping math. Everyone will, 'cause I said so. That was insane, and there was no way I was gonna listen to her. I stayed back in class, and I was glad at least some of the other kids did too. Weeks passed, and finally, Leah showed up for the exams. But she wasn't the same girl anymore. She sat in the last seat in class and didn't talk to anyone the whole day. I decided to go talk to her. When I went to her at lunch, she immediately stood up and started walking away. Hey, wait up! You don't have to run away from anyone. If you start running, you'll have to do that your whole life. Just stop. And she did. She came back and sat down next to me for lunch. And I saw Nora and her gang staring at us from afar, but I couldn't care less. I shared my lunch with Leah, and slowly she started getting comfortable. She told me she got a strange condition called alopecia a year ago, which made her lose most of her hair. She even apologized for being so mean towards me. You know, all these years, I thought being mean to people says you're tough and strong. The way I treated you and Nora till now, I think I deserve this shame. No, you didn't deserve it, Leah. It was cruel, but I'm glad you realized your mistakes, and I hope this means we can be friends now. We started hanging out in school and even at my place to study together, and she was actually quite easy to get along with. We aced the exams, and I was really looking forward to junior prom, but Leah seemed reluctant. Actually, I don't think junior prom is a good idea, but you should go. It's just me. Oh, come on, Leah, you're the president now.
You mean the hairless president?
If only it was a Halloween party. You could come as Voldemort and win. Shut up, Nora. There's a big difference between being hairless and heartless. You should be more worried about how ugly you are on the inside. How come you don't stutter at all when you raise your voice at me, Stormy? Was it a plan to make me lose the election then? Think whatever you want to. I don't care. See you at prom. Leah and I walked out. I took her shopping that evening, and we got some beautiful dresses for the big eve. And I bought something that shocked Leah. A bald wig. This is gonna complement my costume. I'm gonna show everyone being hairless is a fashion in itself. How about you? She cried and hugged me tight. I held Leah's hand tight and took her to prom, beautifully hairless. Some gossiped, many were speechless, and I saw my friends smiling with confidence. That made me happy. Nora mocked us and laughed, but no one backed her up. Hey, knock it off, Nora. Leah looks lovely, and it's brave of her to come like this. Yeah, and we all like Stormy too. She's really nice. Nora lost her mind and picked up some juice glasses to fling at us, but just then the principal happened to walk by, and the juice went straight in her face. She immediately kicked Nora out of the event. That felt like a victory. Just like that, we were at the end of high school. We got some great news. Leah and I got placed in the same university on scholarship. The last day at school, I walked into the restroom to find Nora sitting in a corner bawling like a baby. Hey, Nora, you okay? What happened? You of all people. Why are you here? Just leave me alone. Sure, I will. Right after you tell me what's wrong with you. What do you want to know, huh? That I'm a real loser? Fine. I'm dumb and stupid, and I failed all my exams, and I won't graduate from high school this year. And I've lost all my popularity, and everybody hates me. Happy to hear that, Stormy? Why would that make me happy, Nora? We used to be best friends, and I miss that person. But maybe this is a chance for you to set things right before you leave this place. Be nicer to your new classmates, and they won't hate you. You said you have to change to fit in. And I guess you need to change into the better, kinder version of yourself now. I know you can. She looked at me silently as I gently patted her on the shoulder, and then I walked away.
I'm Miranda, and I can guarantee that you've never heard a story as crazy as mine. But before I continue, click like and subscribe, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I grew up as the only child of loving parents who were always there for me. We called ourselves the Three Musketeers. Growing up, I wasn't pretty, or particularly smart, or very rich, but I had tons of photo albums filled with the happiest memories. My life was perfect. And then, suddenly, everything changed. One day when I was in the 8th grade, there was a big thunderstorm rolling in, but my dog kept whimpering to go outside. I decided to take him for a quick round, and a few minutes later, it started raining. Just as I was diving under a tree for cover, I heard a loud crack and saw a blinding light right before something hit me. I'd been struck by lightning. I felt a sharp pain through my whole body, and then everything went blank. When I opened my eyes, I saw that I was in a hospital bed with my parents' worried-looking faces around me. I felt fine, but as I looked around, I could sense something wasn't quite right. Mom, that wall is 13 degrees off the grid. The ceiling will eventually crack. Everyone looked at me in surprise. I tried to jump out of bed, but the doctor stopped me. Easy, Miranda. We still have to run more tests on you. But I feel fine. I have to go to school. I have exams. Honey, you were out for 3 months. School's over. Wait, what? But I didn't take the exams. I have to talk to the principal. This is a special case, right? She'll let me. Stop worrying about school, love. We're just happy you're okay. You can take it slow. Slow? The universe didn't stop for me, did it? Did the earth stop spinning 1,000 miles per hour because of me? No, it didn't. The doctor ran some more scans, but after the MRI results came out fine, he let me go. When I got home, I went straight to the basement and started taking out a lot of old stuff from my childhood. As I was taking a box to the trash, my parents stopped me. What are you doing, Miranda? You don't need these old pictures, right? Yes, we do. Those pictures are so many memories. Why do you need memories? The past doesn't matter. Only the future. And I need the space for my books anyway. What books? Just then, the doorbell rang. It was the delivery guy with all my new books. How did you pay for these? Oh, I just checked your stocks. And I used some formulas to get ahead of the market. Don't worry, Dad. You probably have $350,784 extra dollars in your account by now. I made my parents rich over the summers. I also took my 8th grade exams, and then I started taking advanced calculus and physics courses online because I was getting really bored. Soon after I joined school again, the teachers realized that I was a genius. They recommended that I join a private school for high achievers, Hill Valley. The admission exam was really tough, but I got in. On the first day, I just put my stuff in the locker when I turned around and bumped headfirst into someone. I looked up to see the cutest guy in the world. Sorry, I was just walking up to you to say hello. I'm Byron. Byron showed me around the school, and he was really fun to be around. I was already imagining my wedding with this guy. The next day, I was late for a class in the science lab. After I'd sneaked in quietly, I realized that the kids around me weren't from my class. Just then, I heard a boy say, "If Einstein was a DJ, you know what his name would be? MC squared!" Get it? It looked like no one got it, but I giggled. This boy was funny. He turned to look at me and he smiled. We became friends that day. His name was Kyle, and he was really smart. He knew everything about everything. Now this was getting confusing because I was also imagining my wedding with this guy. The next few days were a bit crazy. I thought I would be busy studying day and night here, but instead, I was busy taking turns hanging out with these boys. One day after Kyle and I had just solved a complex math problem, he suddenly took my hand. How come I know the 20 digits of pi, but I don't know the 10 digits of your number? What now? I'm asking you out, Miranda. Oh my god! But what about Byron? Oh! I'm really flattered, but let's take it a little slow. He said he totally understood that, and I felt relieved. Later that day at Byron's football game, he scored the winning goal and came running over to me after. Wow, Miranda! You're like a lucky charm for me. Can I ask you out? But what about Kyle? Oh, I'm really flattered, but let's take it a little slow. He said that was completely fine, but now I was worried. How was I ever going to decide? But then, unexpectedly, a solution presented itself. One day I walked into school to see a large crowd gathered in the hall. To my horror, I spotted Kyle and Byron wrestling each other. Why'd you tell Dad I flunked math, huh? You told Dad I didn't make it to the swim team first. You're such a jerk. You're such a geek. Wait, they had the same dad? Just then, a teacher walked in and took them both away. I turned to Bertha, a girl in my class, who was the biggest gossip ever. She was the ears and eyes of the school hallways. So, what's the deal with those two? Oh, Kyle and Byron are half-brothers. Their dad is this really big politician who's always making them compete over everything. So they basically hate each other. They mostly pretend like the other one doesn't even exist, but they went kind of bonkers today. Great! I liked two half-brothers who were arch enemies. But then, it struck me. This was kind of convenient. If they didn't cross paths much, I could date both of them without the other finding out. Obviously, I had to keep it a secret from Snoopy Bertha, which was even harder because she was super chummy with me. I told both Kyle and Byron that I'd love to go out with them, and they were so happy. But I said my parents were very strict and wouldn't let me date. So we had to keep a very low profile. Kyle had classes in an entirely different building, and I started to wear running shoes because I was literally sprinting all the time. And I was lying a lot. I'd be running across campus every day for my 11 o'clock date with Kyle in the janitor's closet. I really wish we could spend more time together, babe. Oh, me too. But I told Bertha I'd tutor her during recess. She's really bad at math. Poor thing. And then I was running back to meet Byron in the empty school auditorium. Go with me to the movies tomorrow? Oh, no. I had a date with Kyle at the planetarium then. Why wait until tomorrow? Let's just go today, babe. And in the middle of all this drama, I also had to study. But I had to admit, I was really having fun. Until, one day, I was in the cafeteria and Bertha came up to me in super gossip mode. You know that weird nerdy guy from the other building? Byron's brother? Yeah, barely. Kyle, right? Yeah, him. There are security cameras in the computer lab, and he was caught making out with some girl. I spat my juice out all over Bertha. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Take it easy, girl. You seem to be more into gossip than I am. Oh, no, I just choked. So, did they see the girl? Yeah, of course. Her name's Daisy. She's in Kyle's class. What? The girl he was making out with wasn't me? I mean, okay, I was being kind of a hypocrite, right? But it still kind of hurt to be cheated on. Well, at least the decision was made for me. I would only date Byron now. And just come out openly with it. In your face, Kyle. Hey, babe, I have some really good news. My parents are really happy with my grades, and they're okay with me dating you. But he wasn't as happy as I thought he'd be. Yeah. There's something I have to tell you, Miranda. I started dating someone else. What? Why? Because I was tired of having to hide from everyone. Just then, Bertha turned up and kissed Byron. Hey, girl. I guess you've heard? Byron and I are dating. Aren't we great together? What the what? Yeah. Congrats. You guys are the cutest. I was in shock. I went from having two great boyfriends to none in 5 minutes. And I couldn't really blame poor Bertha. I was so mad I had to take it out on someone. So I went to confront Kyle. How could you do this to me? Seriously? You're just going to stand there and act like a victim? What do you mean? I know you were dating Byron while you were going out with me. Yeah, some anonymous person sent me the pictures of you two making out. So all this time you were cheating on me with the person I hate the most. We were done, Miranda, even before Daisy asked me out. I stared at him, speechless, as he started to walk away. He turned back for a second. I really liked you, you know. I realized at that moment that I had been a terrible person, and I just lost the best guy. Sure, Byron was gorgeous and popular, but Kyle had everything I ever wanted. He was smart, funny, and kind. And now, I was alone. I guess I deserved it. For the next few months, I hung out with Bertha and Byron, and it didn't actually bother me at all. But when Byron invited me to his birthday party at his house, I couldn't make an excuse fast enough to get out of it. And now, I'd have to see Kyle again after all this time. Mom noticed that I was looking really bummed out, and she asked me what was wrong. I ended up telling her the entire story. You know what? Something like that happened to me too. I was dating another guy when I met your father, and for a long time, I couldn't decide between them. Really? So what happened? Your father found out and dumped me, just when I was about to tell him that I loved him more than anything. So I had to win him back. Suddenly, she got up and left the room. When she came back, she was holding the most beautiful red dress. When he saw me wearing this, it changed his mind really quickly. Go on, try it. I put it on, and it looked amazing. Maybe I could win Kyle back. When I got to the party, Byron's jaw dropped open. Gosh, Miranda, you look stunning. Yeah, she really does. You go ahead, babe. I need to talk to Miranda for a sec. She pulled me aside, and I noticed she looked mad. What do you think you're doing, you witch? Bertha, what are you? Oh, don't you dare play innocent with me. I know what you're really like. You were two-timing with both brothers. And now you come here wearing that dress? To my boyfriend's birthday? What? You knew about me and the boys? Oh yeah. I know everything that goes on in that school. I told Byron you weren't serious about him, and that's why you wouldn't date him openly. And I sent that picture to Kyle. I suggest you turn around and go home, boyfriend stealer. Oh my god. You took away both my boyfriends. And I'm not here to steal Byron. I don't trust you. And with that, she pulled my dress by the shoulder and ripped it. I lost my temper and attacked her. Before I knew it, everyone had gathered around for our full-blown catfight. Suddenly, I felt myself being pulled away by someone, and I saw that it was Kyle. Byron was holding Bertha back as she kicked and screamed to have a go at me. Kyle took me out to the garden, and I realized I must be looking terrible. What was that all about, Miranda? Nothing. Just some stupid girl stuff. You can go back to your girlfriend. Oh, we broke up months ago. My heart soared with hope. That's so sad. Why? I guess she just wasn't the one for me. As he started walking away, I suddenly took his hand. Kyle, I came here for you today. Give me another chance. I realized almost instantly that I'd made such a mistake. You're the one for me. You're more special than the theory of relativity. Kyle's face broke into a huge grin. You're such a nerd. And you look amazing in that dress. But then you look amazing in anything. And with that, he pulled me in for a kiss and sent me flying to the other end of the universe.